Y'all, I have never claimed to be the smartest person. However, I can confidently say I will never be as as Gypsy Rose. I'm sorry if that's mean, but it's just the truth. It's just the truth. Because apparently she fell for one of those fake TikTok badge things where you log in and you can get your blue check mark and become verified. So she fell for one of those scams. So what I'm trying to say is that she got hacked. Now watch me get hacked for calling her dumb. Knock on wood. Anyways, before we get into it, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a video. So the reason why I think this is so funny and why I'm saying that this really wasn't the smartest thing is because this isn't the first time she's been hacked. If we remember, she was hacked right when she was released from prison.
My TikTok was just hacked. We have a suspicion of who it could be, but we changed the password now. So I'm back in control of the account right now. We're working with TikTok to get the username and the profile picture back to where it was. So don't freak out just yet. I am back in control.
Shame on y'all.
Oh, baby. So anyway, nobody freak out. It's still me. So just bear with me. This is the first time that this has ever happened. It's kind of crazy. So, just be aware that that happened. So, bye.
Which, I mean, okay, I can understand that. You've been in prison for a long time. You come out, you're really not hip to all of these scams and all of these hacker links or whatever. But I mean, girl, this is the second time in a year that you've been hacked. Well, what do you know? She was hacked again, and it seems as though the hacker was trying to get her to send him money. Apparently, the hacker was saying that if she sent him money, then he would give her account back. And in these messages, the hacker says, "Can you give me $400 PayPal?" ? Gypsy responds, "Honestly, you can keep it. I was going to delete it in a few months anyways. If I can get it back, great. If not, it's whatever." So pretty much saying she doesn't care if she loses her account, whatever. Hacker goes, "You don't have $400? She responds, "Tiny as violin. I am an expecting mother who is 9 months pregnant. Everything I have is budgeted towards my child and bills. Contrary to popular belief, I am not a millionaire. I'm sorry, but I won't give you the money." And my question is, girl, why are you interacting with a hacker at all? Why are you messaging back and forth with this crazy hacker that you apparently don't know? I mean, you're saying yourself that you're an expecting mother, blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, do you think that's the best situation, the best thing to be doing when you're pregnant is like interacting with this hacker who's potentially dangerous, some weirdo? Why are you messaging with him? It's just kind of weird to me, but maybe I'm just overly paranoid. Then, ding, a light bulb goes off in Gypsy's head and she finally puts the pieces together and she messages the hacker.
"How did you hack the account? Was it the verification email for the blue badge?"
Are you freaking dumb? Oh my God. My God. Please, guys, please, I am not being me, but how is one this dumb? How? Oh my God, I can't. And, you know, something is just not adding up here. My question is, Gypsy, you claim to have this top tier PR team. You have a Lifetime show, millions of followers, yet here you are falling for obvious hacker links. Shouldn't this be something that your PR team is handling for you? It's concerning you've been hacked now this year, not once, but twice. If you are going to be active on the internet and social media, it's crucial that you educate yourself on online safety. Social media and internet literacy are essential, and it's clear that this is not something that you have. Frankly, it's concerning in itself that someone like you is online and on social media, but now the fact that you don't have any of this knowledge is even crazier. So anyways, guys, after this, it was obvious that she wasn't going to purchase it. So then the hacker tried to pretty much sell it to anyone that would buy it. After all of this, he lowered his price and said that he was selling it for $200, which is quite a bargain because at first he was selling it for $500. So that's more than half off. So then, of course, some idiots tried buying the account only to realize, surprise, it's a scam. So tragically, these people sent the hacker money and didn't receive anything in return, which, I mean, come on. If you're going to fall for something like this, maybe you deserve it. Just saying. So then the hacker actually starts going live with people on panel, and it was just so batshit crazy. And then people started realizing that this hacker is from Turkey because they could see the background and hear the language he was speaking and tell that he was from Turkey. And what made me realize that this was completely fake was when the hacker started posting all these crazy ass messages that were supposed to be from Gypsy to Ryan and had this whole exchange going on. But in these messages, she admits that she is the one who unalived her mom, which, come on, like, I don't think she would risk that. I mean, she knows that messages, especially texts and DMs and stuff, can easily be screenshotted and shared online and linked back to her. So I don't think, as dumb as she is, I don't think she would be that dumb to literally commit to the crime that everyone's trying to accuse her of in text, in writing. I just don't see that happening. And I didn't buy it. I didn't buy it for 1 second. So I'm going to play this video by ConspiraTea, of course, because she covers all the Gypsy Rose stuff so well. And I mean, she's just the best. So let's take a watch.
This is the newest screenshot released by the person who took over Gypsy Rose Blanchard's TikTok account. This is allegedly messages between Ryan Anderson and Gypsy Rose Blanchard. So they scribbled out the top message, but Ryan said, "I know, baby, just relax, it'll be okay. You can just delete social media. Get the money off and delete it, and we can forget about it." Allegedly, Gypsy said, "I am still in contact with one of my ex-prison mates. Basically, it got out, and now my PO is on me about it. I can't keep doing this internet thing. It's just stressing me out. I don't want to go back to prison. Everyone is figuring out everything about my mom. The photos was leaked. If they find out I'm the one who unalived her, I'm gone for good, Ryan."
That's the message that I wanted you guys to hear. But like, come on. Do you guys really think she would say that and put that in writing from her account? Like, no, I don't believe it for a second. Let's continue.
And then Ryan replied, "You know I won't let that happen, sweetheart. We can move away, far away. Maybe to another country, question mark." And then the last message from allegedly Gypsy is blocked out. So do you guys think that this is real? Because it seems some people are now starting to question if this whole situation with Gypsy's account being hacked is a setup. People are wondering why Gypsy's friend Bree, who typically comes onto TikTok to defend her, hasn't been on live talking about this, why Gypsy hasn't been in the hacker's live streams that he's been doing all day, how she hasn't gotten her account back yet, and she hasn't really attempted to debunk any of the messages that are being released. And this is one that, if it were real, I would be especially concerned about. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think that Gypsy actually knows the person that took over her account and this is just one elaborate scheme for more fame, attention, and money? Or do you think that her account was actually taken and that this is real?
Okay, well, I wouldn't put anything past Gypsy. I don't think that this is her, and I don't think that it's a setup. I think she got hacked because she's dumb and they just hacked her. And now they are using that and making up all these messages, maybe for attention, money, who knows. But I think she's not addressing it because she doesn't want this to get more legs. She doesn't want this to get more attention. And I think perhaps she might be telling Bree to not get involved either because she doesn't want this to get any bigger or more people to see this and actually risk having more people believe these messages. I think she probably figures like the less people know about this, the better. Just like don't even pay it any mind, which I know is hard for her to do because she literally can't keep her mouth shut. But either that or for some reason, Bree has not been able to respond, like is banned because she's constantly getting in trouble over on TikTok. She's always having these penalties against her, like she can't go live or whatever it is. I think it's either the scenario I just said where Gypsy is telling Bree not to respond, or Bree is not able to respond because she's on timeout again from TikTok. Also, I don't think that she's been set up. And I also don't think that she knows the hacker. I mean, that would be really crazy if she did, like giving her information to somebody in Turkey that she knows. I don't know. It's just very unlikely. So then ConspiraTea finally put the pieces together and realized that she too thinks that these messages are fake.
I think I've come to the conclusion that I think all the messages that the hacker is posting are fake. And here's why. So he's posting some of these messages on a TikTok account under the name of Rusty Wrist, and the others he's sharing to his Telegram account. But he will post messages and then delete them. And this is one of those messages that he had originally posted and then deleted. And if you see at the top here, the first message is in another language. So he posted this and then deleted it and reposted it.
Sketchy.
But when he reposted it, he scratched that top message out and this very bottom message. And the bottom message, which is supposed to be a reply back from Gypsy, says, I can't do that because of my probation, which Gypsy's not on probation, she's on parole. So would she really get that wrong? She also allegedly wrote, I just need to delete all social medias. These platforms are very powerful.
I also don't think she speaks, like, that's not really something she would say. I don't think, like, these platforms are very powerful. It's giving very much like conspiracy, and she just doesn't speak like that really. So I don't think she would say something like that.
And then this is that message that they reposted a second time, but they scribbled those two messages out. So I think that this person is just posting these messages because they know that people were really interested in her DM, but they also suspiciously know a lot of information about what's been happening with Gypsy Rose Blanchard. So it's seeming more and more like this could be an orchestrated plan and a setup.
I know a lot of people are saying, like, he knows a lot. He knows the whole lore. Like, okay, we all know. Like, we all knew about all of this stuff as well. Like, anybody can make up these messages. And it might not even be him making these up. Like, there could be somebody messaging the hacker, say this, say that. As it is, we know that the hacker is messaging people here in the US and a lot of Gypsy's haters. So anybody could easily say, create a text message that says this and just fake it. So he doesn't even need to necessarily know all the lore himself. And even then, he could literally get this information and have AI make it. AI can create messages that sound like Gypsy, that sound like Ryan, and just put them together. I mean, it's not difficult for somebody in Turkey, even somebody who doesn't know anything about any of this, to make these messages. And it also is possible that he does know about all of this and he does know what's going on. I don't know. I just don't think it would be that difficult to find all of this information out because this is all public, common knowledge. All of us know this, you know? So anyways, I didn't want to waste too much time on this story because obviously if it's fake, why create this whole thing about it? And while I do believe that it is true that she got hacked, I think the messages and all that stuff are fake. Not all the messages, because some of the messages, as we saw, match up with the messages Bree posted a while back. But I think all of the extra stuff, all the stuff where he's like, oh, do this and I'll release more messages, all those messages, I think if this hacker was going to release these messages, he would have done it immediately. He's not going to sit on this information for days and like release it suddenly after days and days and days. He would have done it in the very beginning. And honestly, I really don't care about any of this. I really don't, which is why I am relying on ConspiraTea to keep us all updated. However, I just wanted to share this cringy ass video because there are people like Gypsy's apologist, Julie, who just can't believe that people are actually happy that Gypsy got hacked. And they just can't believe that people aren't ticked off about this.
Gypsy then shared a picture of her account on her Instagram saying, please mass report her TikTok account. I'd rather this account be banned than in the hands of a foreign hacker. You'll also notice the hacker was actually uploading his information for people to send him money on her account. And at the same time, the hacker was posting pictures to Gypsy's stories on her TikTok, like this one saying, account was hacked, price $200, payment PayPal. Now, he started out asking for $500. I guess nobody bit. Then he lowered it to $200. Then he started going live. It became very evident that he was from Turkey. He was going live first, just recording the wall, and then he started showing a location that he was in. He was bringing people up that were requesting to join the live. The multi-box that has all the requests was over 100 people trying to get up in the live. He had about 3,000 to 6,000 people in his lives at all times. And these were the types of comments that were coming in. Share all the inbox messages, delete her followers. And for some reason, instead of people being ticked off that these people like this exist and hack other people's accounts, they were actually praising him. All the comments were like, yay, hacker, yay, you. And people started sending him gifts, large gifts like galaxies, etc. And then creators like this lady even started inviting him into their boxes. Here he is here in this box. I believe her name is Ivory Rose Knows. She definitely does not like Gypsy Rose, so she was very excited to chat with this guy. She even brought up another lady who could translate for her, and they all started trying to offer him money for Gypsy Rose's account. He agreed that he would give a certain amount, and she and another follower that was up decided they'd go halfers, but of course, he's a scammer. He just wants your money, and there's no way he's going to give you this account.
Meanwhile, there's people in the comments saying things like, I'm glad Gypsy got hacked. She's a scammer and a schmurderer. She is. And couldn't have happened to a better person. Julie, since you seem to be so baffled by this, let me explain why people are so upset. You say we should be upset that people like the hacker exist, right? We're more upset at the fact that people like Gypsy exist. When you put things into perspective, yes, hacking is a crime. However, so is murder. So while you may not be able to understand why people aren't so ticked off at the fact that people like the hacker exist, we can't seem to understand why you're not ticked off at the fact that people like Gypsy exist. Does that make sense to you? Well, if not, then let me refresh your memory. This is somebody who, for 2 years, worked on convincing a man who is already struggling with his own mental health to unalive her own mom. And then after serving a measly 8 years in prison, which in my opinion isn't nearly enough, and instead of coming out of prison and maybe trying to make amends or give back to society in some way, no. Instead decides to come out and completely wreak havoc. She's gotten married, cheated on her husband, gotten pregnant with another man's baby. She's grifted, profited off of her mother's death, and then exploited it for financial gain, which she is also responsible for. So not only has she profited off of the death of her mother and exploited her in every possible way, but also is profiting off of her crime, which is crazy. Not to mention the lying, scamming, doxing, and even literally threatening people and their baby online, which we haven't even touched on at all on this channel. She has been an absolute foul human being in every sense of the word. So, Julie, sorry we aren't as ticked off that people like the hacker exist because we're too busy being pissed off that people like Gypsy exist. That's why we're ticked off.